So we're going to start again. So, hello, can you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about you, please?
Oh, okay. So my name is Stephanie or E. Either one is fine. I'm currently in year 12, um, and I'm studying biology, chemistry, and math. Um, and I enjoy those subjects, and I plan to go on to study something related to science in the future.
Fantastic, fantastic. Okay, so I want to take you back to a bit of a while where you were doing tuition with me. So
Yeah.
just before you started, why did you decide you needed tuition? What made you reach out to me?
So I was struggling a lot with math at school. I was in the top set, but I always felt like I was the bottom of the top set. Um, so I struggled to even get sevens in my tests. Um, and so I wanted to, at that time, like my thing was I want to get at least a seven. But my high target was to get an eight. So I felt like, okay, if I study hard on my own, it's likely I will get that seven. But I wanted something to really push me to be able to get that eight because that was where my heart really was.
So you wanted more.
Yes.
So let's talk about how that made you feel. I mean, you talked about you were in the top set, but you felt like you were at the bottom. How did that
Yeah.
make you feel?
At the time, it was very demoralizing to be at the bottom of the like to feel like I was at the bottom of the set because I I put a lot of effort into studying and but like sometimes there'd be people who were like I didn't even study for the test that would do better than me. Um and at that time I thought like, oh, I'm just bad at math and I've kind of had a hatred, I guess, for the subject. I just thought I don't like the subject. I'm bad at it. Like once I finish with my GCSEs, I'm never gonna do this again. Um, but I think like when I started coming to you for tuition, like my perception of that completely changed.
Okay. So what do you think made your perception? What is it that you, when you were coming to me for tuition, what was it that was different from the classroom? What made you change your perception about maths? And I'm hoping your perception was changed to the good. Yeah.
Yeah. I think what changed for me is I always had this idea in my head that like it was just me, like you're born good at math or you're bad at math and that's it, which is not a very good way to think about something like that. But I think it's something that a lot of younger people think with subjects like math. They just think, well, I'm not going to be good at it ever, even if I try my hardest, like there's only so far I can go.
Mhm.
um and I realized that it wasn't necessarily like at that point I wasn't good at math, but it wasn't necessarily that I'm naturally bad at math. It was just that I wasn't being taught in the way that suited my learning style. Because for me, the pace of the classroom is too fast. I couldn't I didn't fully grasp concepts before I was like instructed to apply them. And that's not necessarily through the fault of the teachers. That's just how the classroom works. You go with how the majority of the people in the class seem to learn. But it means that there's some people who like don't learn the same way that the majority of the class learns. And they think that that means that they're like terrible at the subject. But when I came to you, um, like you really knew how I learned best. I remember like all the mnemonics and stuff that you would teach me. I still use them now.
You do.
Yeah, and those that was really helpful. And you weren't really steady with me. Sometimes I would just not. You would explain things to me a few times, and I would not really understand it still. But you didn't give up on me. You kept on saying, okay, let's try it from this approach. Like, do you get it now? Let's do some examples. But in a class setting, the teacher doesn't have the time to do that for one student. there's probably like 5 or 6 other people who have questions, and the teacher might be like, okay, well, you just have to go home and see if you understand it, or ask the person next to you. But the other student might not be able to explain it to you as well as a teacher. And after coming to you, I improved. The grade that I got between my year 10 mocks and my year 11 February mocks, the difference between that was just, it was a drastic jump. And then the difference between my February mocks and my actual GCSE grade as well was such a drastic jump.
So let's talk about your,
yeah.
let's, sorry to cut you short, but let's talk about your grade.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you went on and did your GCSEs, and
Yeah.
what grade did you come out with in your maths?
I ended up with a 9 in math.
Wow, amazing. I still get goosebumps from that. And,
Yeah,
you know, I still remember your mom saying you wanted to show me your result yourself. And I was itching to find out what you got. And you said, well, she said she's going to come and tell you herself. Can you explain to people who are not necessarily familiar with numbers in grading what grade 9 is?
So I think to understand a grade 9, you have to compare it to like the older system. So a 7 would be an A.
Mm-hmm.
And then what would have been the A star is the grade 8 and the grade 9. But the grade 8 is like, I wouldn't say like the bottom of the A star. It's like bottom to mid A stars. But then the 9 is like the very top of the A star boundary. So yeah.
Absolutely. And it's only a very small percentage in the country that achieve a grade 9. So I would refer to grade 9 as A double star. Would you?
Oh, yes. Yeah. I think that's a good.
Okay. So that's fantastic. I was so proud of you and well done. And do you know what? You did it all by yourself. Your work ethics at the time, oh my God, was unparalleled. You worked so hard and you were completely focused and dedicated. And there was only one way for you, and that was going up. So well done. I am deeply proud of you, Stephanie.
Thank you so much.
Now, in terms of you getting that sort of grade, what kind of possibilities has that brought about? What's happened?
So for me, that like being able to get that grade like helped me to kind of form a love of math. Like I really enjoy the subject now. And it meant that I could like widen my options in terms of like what I wanted to do, because before I just always thought that I would do like a humanities degree or something like that. But I was like, actually, no, I prefer science. But it was kind of like the mathematical element of like science degrees that always scared me away. But being like seeing it on paper that you're not bad at math allowed me to be like, you know, I'm actually going to pursue what I really want to do. So
what is it you're hoping to? You're in sixth form right now.
Yes,
I'm hoping to do.
I'm really hoping to go into medicine.
Into medicine.
Then, yeah.
That's amazing. That's really, really good. And I know that you can do it. And I believe in the fact that whatever you put your mind to is achievable, and you will be an amazing, amazing doctor. So not only are you clever, not only are you intelligent, you're the most polite person I have ever met. The most polite teenager that I know. You're just so nice, so courteous, extremely quiet to a fault, but so lovely. So I can't say over and over again, I'm so happy. I'm so happy for you. So what would you advise right now to someone who is currently